Welcome to the Technobabble Podcast. Enjoy!
Alright, welcome back everyone. It's been a really long time, but if you're listening to this, and you stuck around this far, fucking, who are you? I want to meet you, because I know there's nobody out there listening to this who has been around for the ride, if you will. But this is, the Technobabble Podcast is back. It's been on a break. We went on a little hiatus. We had a journey through spiritual and other divine. No, we didn't have any of that. We just took a little break. Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we're back though with a new format, and we're gonna talk about all that shit. But here to talk about it with me and my new co-host of the Technobabble Podcast, my good friend and fellow partner, Bubbernaut.
I'm a partner now, am I?
Yeah.
I'm like an internet wife, I think. I just declare my needs and you meet them.
Oh man, Bub, you more than meet every need I could ever imagine having.
Well, I mean, I've been doing a lot of squats, so my butt looks real good right now.
Okay, well, you got my Snapchat, so.
Oh no, I'm absolutely terrified.
Oh, well, don't be terrified. I'll send you pics in return. So.
Oh well, as long as it's equal opportunity, then I'm down.
Yeah. How have you been today, bub? How have you been?
I mean, it's been a pretty laid back day. I spent a lot of time with my wife, and I finally got to watch the first episode of season 6 of Game of Thrones. I'm a week behind, but that was pretty intense. I was very surprised to see some things happening. Some brutal deaths as per, normal, but it was pretty intense all the way around.
I am totally behind on my Game of Thrones, and I feel kind of bad about it. I think I stopped watching it about pretty much up until season 3, and then for whatever reason I took a break and I never got back to it. And now I feel like I'm kind of at the point where I feel like if I go back to it, I'll have to basically just start over from the beginning because I don't remember half the shit that happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to take that journey yet, but I will one day.
Man, it's a hell of a ride, and I would definitely recommend it. It's there are many things happening, and it's let's just stick with it's a ride. Yeah, I could go on and on for a while, but that's my current flavor. What else did I do today? I guess I got out and I spent a lot of money. That's normal. I didn't want to, but whatever.
Flashing that big streamer wallet you got there.
Yeah, I opened it up and all 6 moths flew out. So that's good. I had to, I spent all of my streamer cash at Walmart. That's how large I live. Lavishly so.
Oh my god.
Got a couple of doctors.
So hold on, time out. Let's play a little game here. I'm going to try to what did you get at Walmart? Was it like a whole bunch of shit or just like a handful of stuff?
I bought one thing.
Okay.
I bought one thing 3 times.
Okay, I want to try to guess what this one thing. You think I have a shot of like legitimately guessing?
Are we playing 20 questions right now?
No. Well, I mean we could do, but
you could play the guessing game. I'll help you out here.
Okay. So all right. So 20 questions. Fuck. Okay. Impromptu game of 20 questions. Here we go. All right. Would it fit inside of a bread box? That's the staple number 1 question you have to ask.
Is a bread box a single loaf, double loaf?
A single loaf.
Okay, I was gonna say if it's like hexta loaf, negative, but single loaf, no, it would not fit.
Oh, and you bought and you've already told me you bought 3 of these. Can you confirm that?
I bought 3 of them because I bought them one at a time, right? So it was 3 separate trips to Walmart, which is disgusting in and of itself. But the first one was broken. I took it back. Got the same thing, but same product, different model, or not model, but different one. Like
you're giving away a lot of clues right now, bub.
I know. I got to help you here, and it was also broken.
Oh shit!
So I had to take that back and get a different model. It cost just a little bit more, and This one works, needless to say.
Okay, it's got to be some sort of is some piece of computer equipment, right?
Negative.
Fuck! God damn it! I thought it was a sure bet. Okay, is it electronic?
Negative.
Holy shit! Okay. Wow, this is going complete. So I'm in the wrong ballpark here, totally. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this something that you use? I got to start back at square one. Is this something you use every day?
No.
Well, fuck, Bob. Give me something here.
Dude,
Jeez.
I gave you a lot.
Okay. I know, but I was on the whole electronics path. And
Well, I mean, you're on 4 questions already. You've got 16 more to go.
Actually, I think I was.
You know what happens if you fail after question 20, right?
No, what? You die in real life? What?
No, your dick blows off in real life.
Oh shit! Oh my god.
Yeah, this is intense.
All right. Need some Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music right here or something.
You better not phone a friend or I'll rage.
Okay. All right. So, it's not electronic. You don't use it every day. It's important enough that you needed one, right? Because you went there and
right.
Not only when it didn't work did you have to immediately go do it again, but a third time even, and different brands and different models. So,
correct.
I was for sure it was like a router or something, man. But God.
No.
Well, I know now, no, but earlier. Okay, and it's not something you use. It's not electronic. Wow, like I can't think of what do we still use that's not electronic around here. Is it? And it would fit in a bread box. You said that, right?
No, that was your first question. That is no.
Oh.
It's larger than a bread box.
Larger than a bread box. Okay. Well, fuck, I fucked up right from the get-go there. Is it for your vehicle?
No.
Is it for a specific room in the house?
No.
Give me okay. Can multiple people use the same one?
Yes.
Fucking finally. I got a yes. I don't know what to do with that yes. But I got one. I was just pulling at straws there. Okay. Oh man. Okay. So multiple people can use it. You get. Okay. I want to know the price of it. Okay. Was it more than $100?
It was $100.
Oh fuck. Awesome. Oh, okay. That doesn't really do a whole lot for me. But it's in Walmart, right? It's not in the electronics section.
Correct.
It's what section of Walmart would it be for shit? Is it okay, would it be in the I want to say
I mean, it's Walmart, so this isn't really going to help you, but
would it be in the medical department?
No.
Would it be in the jewelry department?
No.
Would it be in the home and garden department?
No.
Would it be in the food department?
No.
There's nothing left of Walmart. The toy department?
No.
The clothes department?
No. That's 14 questions.
Well, I went through
close.
I went through all of Walmart. Okay, there's not an inch of Walmart left to be discovered.
There's still some space that you're forgetting.
Is it like a niche? Is it a niche space? Like
it is. It is a niche space. I'll admit. I don't know why they put it there. It doesn't make any sense as to why it would be there.
So even if I got the space, that doesn't mean it wouldn't
help you at all.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, fuck. I've committed this far to this what space at Walmart it's in, so I might as well finish. Okay.
Would you like? I can give you another tip.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll just tell you the department that it's in. But again, it doesn't matter. But it was in photography.
Photography. But it doesn't matter. But at least we know. And knowing's half the battle.
D-I-do.
Right. Okay, so it was in photography. I didn't even know Walmart had a photography section.
Mm-hmm. We got lots of little kiosks.
So is it something artistic related?
No.
Oh fuck. But it's not electronic. God damn it, Bub. There's like, what did you buy? It was $100.
You've got 5 questions left. You're teetering down to cock explosion and
oh god, yeah. I don't want my cock to explode. Man, it was $100. You had to return it because fucking it wasn't electronic. What? I'll never get this ever.
No, you won't.
Why did I even agree to do this?
I even spoke the terms here, man, and you're like, oh, let's do this. It's going to be a ride, but let's do it.
Okay.
You give up?
Yes, I have to. There's no way. What was it?
I bought a safe.
A safe? In the photography section?
Yeah, told you. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
All right.
No sense at all.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a mechanical safe. It's got like the spin dial and everything.
God damn it, a mechanical safe. Totally like out of the ballpark, random.
Yeah.
Wow.
It weighs like 65 pounds. It was heavier than a son of a bitch to truck in to my house because my wife didn't help me at all. And it's awkward as all hell. I had those zip tie straps that go around it, so it was like cutting into my fingers, and I was bitching about it all the way in. Yeah, I bought a safe. I've had a lot of the people around me recently have had a slew of bad luck with banks. So like my wife's bank account was like outsourced. Some strange third party got her information, and they billed like $190 dinner bill to her bank, and they had to cancel her card and try to fight to get the money back and all that jazz. The same thing happened to my best friend. It happened to my mom. It happened to another one of my friends, and it's like it's not all dinner, you know. Like
that's
ordered
crazy.
Somebody ordered $5,000 worth of tennis shoes and got away with it.
Really? Like are these people just stealing the card information online or something?
I have no idea. I thought it was like, well, I mean, like my job, my information has not been stolen. I work indoors. I work at my house. So my wife is out in the public. My friend is out in the public. My mom is, like, all these people, they work in the general public. So, you know, anybody can walk by and get their information by what is it? They have the readers, like those pocket readers.
Yeah, they do.
And that's the best guess I've got.
That's pretty like, yeah, that's crazy.
I'm going super low key, and I'm not pulling all of my money out of the bank, but I've more or less lost my faith in some traditional banking since all of this has happened.
Yeah, you totally demoralized me in my beliefs on banking now, Bubs.
Well, I mean, like, man, I bought this fire safe, and it has a lifetime warranty on it. They'll replace money, you know, they'll replace just about anything.
The most random fucking thing you could have bought at Walmart.
I know, bro. I know.
Well, that's fun. That was fun.
I was looking online on Amazon, and they're not that expensive, but they're like, shipping and handling is going to be your first testicle.
Yeah.
Like, right. No, I can't spend that much money. Or testicles.
Let alone testicles. Wow.
Right. So I bit the bullet, went down to Hellmart, and I spent $100 on a safe. But yeah, that's that and Game of Thrones. It's basically what my day's been so far.
Awesome. I worked today. I got off, and then I played a shit ton of Rust. I've been playing lots of Rust lately.
Yeah.
Fucking, I can't tell you how good this game is, bub. Do you know anything about? Have you seen anyone play it, or have you played it recently, or anything?
No. I mean, I know it's a survival-based game. Is it a voxel survival?
No. It's more of an MMO. I mean, it's a survival MMO kind of. It's like what a fucking MMO should be. There's no. Okay, so imagine you know Ark, right? Like Ark Survival.
Yeah.
Imagine Ark Survival, but without the dinosaurs, and just a lot better. But I mean, Ark Survival is a really good game, but Rust is basically Ark without the dinosaurs, and I think done a little bit better anyway. But so there's no skills. Well, that's the other thing. It's different from, because even in Ark there's skills to level up, which I do like that thing. I think that would be a good addition to Rust, something like the Ark system for skills. But currently, mind you, the game's still in alpha. It's been in alpha for like 3 years now. With that being said, the game's had like a total rework since the day it was first released. But anyway, you there's no skills to level up. So everyone starts. Everyone's the same.
Okay.
You progress by getting blueprints, and the blueprints. When you learn the blueprints, they stay with you, and they're additional items you can craft in the game. And like you build up you start off with just fucking chopping wood, just like every other survival game.
Sure.
And you end up with these big bases on a server, and you upgrade them to metal, and it's so fucking easy to play. And I've met so many, like in the last few days playing, I've met so many random people. A funny story, we were both like, you spawn on the beach naked, right?
Sure.
And so I spawned in, and I'm running, gathering wood, whatever you do when you first. You're gonna get used to dying a lot, by the way, which is part of the fun, I think.
Okay.
But at least early on. And I'm running, and I hear this like hacking, and the sounds are fucking beautiful in the game. And I hear this like hacking, and I hear someone screaming, and I peek over the hill, and I see this one another naked killing another naked, and I hear there's voice chat in the game, so I hear the guy say, you made me do this, or something like that. And so then I grab I think I'd crafted a spear, so I grabbed my spear and I start running at him, because I'm like, well, this guy's a murderer, he's killing this other guy. And then I hear the guy go, oh god, not another one. And he turns and starts running, and so we're like kind of slicing at each other but missing and shit. And finally I'm like, whoa, okay, just stop, just wait. We're both just brand new. There's no benefit to either of us killing one another. And he's like, right? I know. It's like, thank you. It's like, I tried to tell the other guy that. And I'm like, okay, hey, do you wanna work together and build a base? And so now I play with this guy on this. I'm still playing with him.
That's terrifying. Can you imagine? He remembers you coming at him with the spear, and he's watching over his shoulder the entire time. He's just like, as soon as he lies down, I'm gonna stab him at least 130 times.
Oh man, it's a great game, bub. Oh, if you gotta get it, if you're at all interested in that kind of thing. And see, the cool thing about it is, right? Each server's different, but most servers, it's like on the average, it's kind of like after 1 week, the server resets, so it clears out the whole map. And in some cases you lose all the blueprints you learn, but like in the server I'm playing now, the map resets every week, so everybody starts back from square one, but you still remember your blueprints. However, they do reset the blueprints once a month. So it's a game that's going to take up a lot of your time, but you can do it in short bursts. Like, okay, I'm going to play 2 or 3 days of Rust this week. That's all I'm going to do for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll go back to living a normal life, and then because it's set up so that you can go in and out of it like that. It's fucking genius. I love it. I think I don't know. I love it. I'm on the hype train, obviously.
I'll have to check it out. I actually think I own the game, but I don't think I've installed it or played it at all, and I probably had it for months.
Yeah, it's one of those that's been around, like I said, for a few years, and by now everybody's probably got a copy, but has maybe only played it once, if that.
Well, man, that's part of the problem with being a streamer, or at least beginning to accumulate some kind of community with a stream. Like, people want to see you play games, and they want to see you play the games that they play. So they buy you all of these games, and I'm only one guy, right, and I can't find the time to play all of these games for all of these people. And I don't know, man, it's a little mind-boggling. I tell people all the time, just bear with me, because I'll get to it eventually. And I have hundreds of games at this point, that probably close to 200 games that I've never played that's been purchased for me.
Well, that's a kind of a good problem to have, though,
I mean, it is. I would say that it is, but there's so many people that, when Fallout 4 came out, I had one of my viewers bought me Fallout 1, 2, and 3, and Tactics, and 4.
And he's like, okay, Bub, here's what you're doing for the next 3 months.
Yeah, no, basically he's like, all right, Bub, you've got content. You can be playing this. And I didn't want to play the game. I told him, I don't want to play that game right now, man. If I ever get around to it, that would be cool. But right now, I just don't want to play the game at all. And he's like, no, it's okay. I mean, you just play it at your leisure. And my leisure is not very, very interested at this point at playing the Fallout games. And I know someone's going to fucking strike me down for saying that, because they have such rapport with the audience. But I don't know, man. Maybe that's just my opinion, but
Well, you're thinking about you got a lot of changes coming up to your streaming schedule anyway, right? working on some things right now. I don't know how much of that you are willing to share. I mean,
I can basically divulge anything at this point. It's not a crazy big deal.
Awesome. Bub said he would divulge anything. Okay, Bub. All right. So, no, okay. So, like, well, first of all, like, okay, so I've been playing Rust and shit, and you've got all these games that you're working through. What's the, like, what have you been playing? Haven't you been playing, I think I saw you Enter the Gungeon or whatever the fuck it's called.
Like, right now, I started a new game called Cornerstone, the Song of Tyrem. And it's basically a Wind Waker style version of a game about a boy named Tyrem, and he's a Viking.
Okay.
And
you had me at a boy.
Yeah, no, I figured. All of the men on his island, they went off. Like, they came, they dropped off some stuff, and they left again. And they took the village bell. And Tyrem is like, well, I didn't even get a chance to talk to my dad. What's that about? So you start kind of unfolding the information in this game, and they, as Vikings, pillage and maraud. Like, that's what they're doing. They're marauding, and they're trying, like, the men are trying to break this fog wall, this, like, mystical fog wall, so they can continue on past what few islands they actually have, and continue pillaging, marauding, and bringing fame and glory to themselves. Well, Tyrem is not your traditional Viking. He doesn't want to do the pillaging and the marauding. He just wants to fix shit. So he spends time,
as many Vikings grow up, aspiring to do,
Yeah. And they want to ascend to be that on the fields of valor and all that jazz. And he's just like, I just want to, like, give me a toolbox, and I want to fix, like, windmills and shit and fences. And, like, that's basically what you do before you inevitably come across plans to build a boat. Because your dad's been gone so long, you're like fucking starting to freak out. Like, mom's getting all sex nuts and retard strong, and dad's gone, and I don't know what's going on. And, like, it's chock filled.
So how old is this character, the main character?
I think he's supposed to be like 14, but he looks like he's no more than 9.
Okay, right. So now I want to get a sense, because this is the first time I've ever heard about this game. What's the gameplay like? What's the game style? I mean, is it like first person, third person? Is it more like a roguelike RPG or something, or what?
Have you ever played Zelda Wind Waker?
Yeah.
It's to the T. It's exactly like that.
Okay, wow.
I even think they stole some of the sounds from Wind Waker and from various Zelda games. Yeah, it's nuts. And a lot of the people in my stream, they don't really care for that style of gameplay. Mm. So they're like, Bub, thank you for playing this game for us and showing us that we don't have to buy it now. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, the game's not that bad. I'm just a bad video gamer. So right. I keep dying on stupid shit, and I get frustrated, and people are like, oh, Bub's yelling again. This is funny. La, 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 la. I'm like, shut up.
Well, see, now that's the thing about being a streamer, right? You, or a YouTuber or whatever, you can't be a good gamer and be a good entertainer at the same time. You know what I mean?
See, there's, like, from what I've seen, there's 3, and I'm going to come under fire for this. There's 3 large ways to grow as a streamer. One, you have to be beautiful. That's the first one.
Okay,
beautiful.
Can check that box.
You can either be a popular woman streamer and take advantage of God's gift or whatever you're trying to use, or you can be a beautiful man and try to lure people in that way. So charisma,
like that platypus guy. Oh my God, he's a beautiful man.
Yeah, Platy. Max is a handsome fella, but more than that, Max is an entertainer, and that's what people like. Like, if you can grab onto 2 of these, then you're great. Like, the next one is entertainment level. So either you are horrendously bad at video games and you're, like, really funny. If you're like super engaging and really funny, that's charisma, and people dig on that. They really want to feel engaged. They want to be a part of a community, yada yada, so on and so forth. And then, last but not least, there is the pinnacle, which is the best players at the games, the fastest people in the speedrunning community, the best people at League of Legends,
the people you want to learn
CSGO.
from. You know what I mean? Yeah, the people like the professors, if you will.
Right, and people watch them so they can hope. They can watch, like, some of their nuances and their gestures in hopes that they can pick those up and emulate them. And that's fine, like, to each their own, but I'm not beautiful, and I'm not good at video games. So I just hope that I'm entertaining enough that people want to continue watching me stream.
Well, I think you've got something. I think you're sitting on kind of. I mean, it's not completely undiscovered, undeveloped territory, but it's territory that's not flooded. You know what I mean? But there's a strong audience there. So. And that's like, especially like Dungeons and Dragons, which is, kind of your.
That's my bread and butter, man.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Your workhorse.
And like recently, I've kind of come under a little bit of fire. Not, it's not any drama or anything like that, but people have started to notice that I don't know 100% of the rules of of the game that I'm running. That I more profess in story elements, and I've been telling people a long time that I'm a dungeon master, but before I'm a dungeon master, I'm a storyteller, and that's what I do. That's like what I've been doing since I've begun is.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? Fuck those guys that say that shit, honestly, because I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I guess to each their own, but I don't want to go sit in some stream and be bogged down by like all the dice rolling and all the okay, let's break out the calculator and divide this by 26 and blah blah blah, and then okay, now add your modifier to that and then do that. Okay, fucking get on with the goddamn story already. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's what you want. At least for me, I don't. You know what I mean? If I wanted to go through all that shit, I would go play the game or something. You know what I mean? But
sure. And like there are people out there that enjoy that though. They like the heavy mechanical elements that make the game feasible. A lot of people live and die by mechanical elements in the game. It makes some of the epicness of the game. Like when you're trying to fight a dragon and you come out, you roll the high rolls. They want to see these numbers. They want to see the work that they put into their character perpetuate skill or perpetuate some amount of work that they put into it, I guess. And I don't know, man, like to each their own, but I'm all about the story elements. So I will give situational modifiers and I'll bend a rule so I can make the game more interesting or entertaining. And people have been giving me grief about it.
Well,
that wouldn't happen that way
exactly?
because of this. Well, like they'll come in the stream and they'll tell me like unless you're running some bogus home rule, that doesn't work like that. And before I can even say anything, they're already linking the rule and they're telling me like this is the rule to the T, you're doing it wrong. And I have to tell people like for the sake of the game, for the sake of the storytelling elements, I bend the rules and I have a lot of my own home rules. You guys, you don't know. You don't know. And I tell them, I don't want to offend you, but if you get hung up on these rules, these elements of the gameplay, you're going to miss the story and you're not going to enjoy yourself. And you may want to seek another channel. I'm not trying to push people out of my channel, but those who are going to get hung up and tell me I'm bad at what I'm doing, I would much rather them go find someone that professes in what I'm failing at.
Yeah,
so they can find the right streamer.
Well, you're always going to have your critics, right? Like, doesn't fucking matter
definitely.
who you are or what you do. A lot of times, I think it's just a lot of people who don't really understand that, hey, instead of coming in here and see, this is the difference between people like that and people like us, right? The peons versus the greats. But seriously though, in a kind of an honest way though, this is something that Kevin Smith has said that I've clung on to. But if you ever find yourself saying, well, hey, this should be done this way, or hey, why doesn't this exist? Then you should be the one. Then you should create that thing because chances are no one else is probably ever going to do it, and you'll sit there because I can remember growing up and like thinking about playing video games, right? I'm like, oh man, I wish there was a game that would take the best elements of this game and that game and make them but I was just kind of a kid, I didn't know how to make a video game, but one day I'm like, you know what, if I can make that game, right? So I started learning some basic programming and I just fooled around with that, but yeah, that's a whole different story. But yeah, you gotta. There's if you see a hole for something, then fill that hole, and that can be taken multiple ways. And I encourage you to follow all of those paths that might lead you down. But yeah, so guys like that, they know what they want to see, but they're not willing to go make it themselves.
I've been trying, I've been trying to deviate from what's available at the moment, and I've seen that I've not had monumental success, but my numbers are increasing, and I want to, I have to make myself happy. If I can't make myself happy, then I can't perform in a way that other people will enjoy themselves as well. So I'm running with what I know. Sure, it's not going to make everybody happy. Sure, some people might say that that's incredibly selfish, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be selfish, but if I can't have fun, how can I sell that to my players? How can I sell that to my viewers, my friends even, that actually come to watch? So I have to bring a certain level of excitement, and if I don't, it dies. It dies completely so. But that's just one of the many things that I have to deal with when it comes to streaming.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people out there who stream lots of different content and get a lot of different views. And then there are people who stream solely one specific kind of content and get a lot of different views. And there are people who, so everybody does things different. At least all the successful people do things a little differently from one another, right? And that kind of, although maybe you're playing the same game, maybe maybe just your commentary is different, or maybe it could be something completely different, right? But those little variations make an individual and make a streamer, and I like to kind of imagine it as like the streamers. You got all these streamers, and then you just kind of like you got the total amount of viewers that you could possibly have, which is the total amount of viewers there are that watch streams, and then you just let all those people go into the world of Twitch, and they fall down and they trickle through, and then they and some stay in this stream, and then some, they don't like that stream, so they'll bounce down to this stream, and some of them go all the way down and find a home. You know what I mean? Eventually somewhere. That was a really fucking weird analogy. but
I was thinking that, but I'm just gonna let you run with it.
Okay. Well, it made sense in my head. At any rate, you've got a solid community, albeit maybe what some would call a small community. I mean, I don't think it's that small, but I'm very happy with the community that I have. Yeah,
they're a bunch of heroes, man. They've helped me out in so many tight spots, and I can say that a lot of, I've only found out recently that a lot of people are striving for the kind of community that I have, but I'm not going to brag because
I'll do that for you. That's what I was in the middle of doing, and then I was trying to brag for you.
Shit, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, you do. You got a fucking awesome community. See, but a lot of your guys, they're loyal guys. You got guys that are going to be there, man, and that's a good thing to have, right? And every time you turn on the stream, you're going to find X, Y, and Z, or Z if you're Canadian, or
sure,
English,
or anywhere else for that matter.
Right. But and I can see, you can see those numbers are slowly growing, and it's because you do what you do, and enough people, you just got to have more exposure, really is the big thing, I think, for newer or
I think
lower level streamers.
What it is for my particular stream at this point, after talking with a handful of the viewers and maybe some other streamers, they've just basically said that it's going to come down to me getting discovered by the right people.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was trying to say, I think, right. And the look of your stream, I think, plays the way your stream look and the way you present your social media and your, just the kind of feel.
Certainly growing, and that's part of the reason that we've begun working together. Hell, we've been working together for a while now at this point.
It's been over a year, I think, or close to a year.
Yeah, it's been growing so much, and people are seeing the various overlays and the social media drops and various things that I'm putting in. And I mean, I hope I'm driving some business your way, or at least I'm trying to, because while I just went out and bought this safe, I'm not exactly made of money, so I can't
right.
afford to swing you the wages that I know that you have earned. So I'm doing everything I can. I tell people about you all the time, like, oh man, if you dig this overlay, you should really check out Captain Kirk because he does some ballin' work and he's pretty inexpensive comparatively. So you should just check him out and see what he's about. So
yeah, I gotta honestly, it's kind of at the bottom of the list, but it's on the, and maybe I should move it up more towards the top. But relaunching sort of a graphic design website, but I don't know whether I want to do a whole website thing or if I want to just kind of work independently without a website. I don't know. I feel like I need more exposure, and having a website would definitely get a lot more exposure.
Hop on this bandwagon then, because apparently everyone on it needs all of the exposure.
Right. Give
I'm
us
certainly working
exposure.
toward it myself.
If you're listening to this and you have extra exposure lying around, toss them our way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, leave the shade at home. We'll take all the exposure at this point.
But so speaking of the artwork and stuff, we were talking before we started recording earlier today. That's another before I in between kind of like Russ play sessions, I took a break from Russ and I did work on some stuff for you. You'll be happy to know.
Sure.
So Shackled City is like your number one game right now that you're running.
Yeah, it's growing. Last Wednesday we almost broke 100 viewers, which will be
that's wow.
That's nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be huge to do that on my own without a raid, without proper advertisement. This is just me doing my thing with my casting crew. So for it to grow organically in that notion is huge. It hurts to miss a Wednesday because my average right now at this point is 22 followers every Wednesday.
Wow.
And that's huge.
And
that's
you retain
nuts.
Those people, or at least a percentage of them, I assume.
Yeah, at least a percentage. At this point, there are a lot of people that are like, well, he's on his journey to partnership. Maybe my follow can help.
Right.
And sometimes they come back.
And that's true. I've got a lot of people that I follow, just that I never really intend on watching again, but you never know. I like them enough to hit follow, so maybe if I'm ever browsing through my lists and I see them there, I might have an inkling to go back and check them out again.
It is really strange though, man. I'll admit, like, I'll go follow people that are doing some kind of content that I enjoy, and I just don't have the time to watch them. And I'll come back, and when I come back, they have gone out and viewed my stream and watched the VODs and stuff, and they're like, oh my god, there's a professional dungeon master sitting in our stream and to say hi everyone, and I'm just like, I came to watch you make breakfast. Like, that's all I'm here for. But hi, and thanks for the shout out. I appreciate that. So it's a little nuts to have those people out there that think I'm famous. That's weird. It's almost ugly to paint and perpetuate, but
yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't. Yeah. To a degree, I guess you are. But I feel you though. I don't think you could. I don't know when you can actually cast that light on yourself, or if that time ever comes. I'm sure it does come for some people, but.
I mean, when I'm as large at this point as Markiplier, not just in physical size, but in sheer follows alone, then I'll mark a degree of success. But as of right now, I'm still struggling, and I'm at a point where I'm no longer taking on water. I'm actually starting to get some air. So before you know it, once I get discovered, I'll have a full yacht. And
you haven't even reached the crawl and walk phase yet, though, Bub. You're still like trying to.
I'm squeezing out of the womb. All right, give me a break.
You're still swimming there. But you actually have had, even with your, with all that, you've had success through Patreon. You started that up recently. I remember back when I started a Patreon. See, the difference between my initial endeavor with the Technobabble Network and your, and the reason Technobabble Network has had such a bumpy ride is, I think a big difference is because I kind of started with absolutely zero, nobody, no friends. The friends I had didn't want to listen to it, so that kind of thing, right? And you kind of had like a little small family of support, that kind of grew out, you know what I mean? And I think that definitely helps when starting it out, you know what I mean? Any sort of support you can get, like even if it's just $1, like once a month or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
any small support you can get really does mean a lot, you know?
Yeah, it does mean a lot. And it's been weird. But I had like the first couple of months that I relaunched my Patreon, because before I had launched it for the idea of trying to start a book. I was trying to work on a book,
right,
and I had no support whatsoever. I had told people about it, like, holy shit, that's so cool. But it was just words of wisdom and pats on the back. It wasn't any financial assistance to actually help fund the material. But now I've told people, like, hey, guys, this is what I have to do to keep the lights on. And if I can't, then there won't be a stream anymore. And a lot of these people have said that, I'm the cog in this community that keeps it turning, keeps the ball rolling. So I told them, like, hey, these are the things that I need. This will keep my lights on. This will make me happy. This will make me stream more. And if you support, then kick ass, because
not only do you kick ass and financially, helping you stay on your feet and do the thing you love to do and that people love to watch you do, which is equally as important, I think. They've helped you. I forgot. I totally lost my train of thought. I was on a roll there for a second, and I knew exactly where I was wanting to go, and then a shiny thing flew by me, and I lost it. Okay. No. So the Patreon, right? Okay. So not only they help you financially, but you're also in a sense they're buying some extra content in a lot of cases, right? Because you have, if what are your, do you remember your Patreon? Well, of course you remember. I don't remember. I'm asking you, I guess. What's your Patreon tiers?
Okay, so I have a bunch of different tiers, but so I lied. It's only like 5, but to start, $200 goal. If they met the $200 goal, then I would guarantee that I would stream an extra Sunday or Saturday in the month, and it would give them a 12-hour stream.
And that's the Patreon days, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's amidst other things, yes.
Explain, because I'm a little. I do want to, because recently we've been working on an overlay for you for Patreon days.
Yeah. Okay, so some of these days I don't make them as a Patreon day. Sometimes I will use them as community catch-up, and I will, I'll just shoot the shit with them. I won't work on playing a video game. I'll make it a bit more of like an available talk show kind of thing. And my goal isn't so much as to play games, but as to get their feedback and find out what kind of things they would like to see. Maybe they want more giveaways. Maybe they want more video games. Maybe they want less video games and they want more tabletop. Maybe they're tired of seeing a certain moderator because they're racist, fascist, fat-shaming assholes or something like that. And normally I'm pretty good about that kind of thing, but I flub, I fail. I am not infallible, and this is something that I'm working on. I want to be the best for them.
Right.
And I sometimes will take these Saturdays to do a little bit of various gaming. And I don't always broadcast on these days. I'll let people know, like, hey, I'm gaming for 12 hours a day off stream. You guys should come check this out and hang out with me because you paid for it and you deserve it. So those are the kind of things that I'll do at that level.
Right. And you got a whole bunch of shit coming up. I'm nervous on it on some hands. I'm excited about it on most hands, and then I'm out of hands.
You got a lot of hands, I guess. But I can keep talking about my goals because you did ask. So
yeah. Go ahead, finish that up.
$400. If that is met each month, if I get $400, I will do a 24-hour broadcast marathon on a weekend, and that is the Patreon days. Patreon plays.
Okay. Right.
So basically, they pick and they decide what games I play, and I play them. And it's basically popular vote. If the chat is inactive and people aren't enjoying the game, I say, hey guys, what should I play next? And if only one guy says, let's see Final Fantasy VII, then I'll hop into Steam and I'll load up Final Fantasy VII and I'll go from there. Or if everyone's like, Bub, you should play some League right now, I need to make sure that I have at least 4 or 5 people willing to watch me play League because my numbers dip so hard. It's a weird community, but I try to stay away from League as much as I can.
As far as streaming goes, right?
Yeah. At least until I'm like PewDiePie large, but that's not for a while.
Well, no, by the way, the $400 thing though, I think that's a fucking genius idea. Like, that's perfect in my opinion, right? Because there's a balance between, being who you are and playing the games and creating the content that you want to create, that you wanted to do because it makes you happy. Versus now you got people throwing money at you saying, hey, play this game. And you're like, well, I really appreciate the support, but I don't want to play that game, So this is a very good, efficient way, I think, to be able to say, okay, you want me to play a game? You paid for it. You've donated. You've been supportive. What game you want me to play? This one's for you. You know what I mean? And I think I think it's beautiful. I really do.
Let's see here. So I've got the $600 level. And the $600 level, if the goal is met, I added an entire extra day to my streaming schedule. So now I stream on Tuesdays, which before I didn't. I was just streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I actually stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I give them an extra 12-hour stream on 1 weekend a month, and I give them an extra 24-hour stream once a month as well. So that increases the amount of time on stream as much as possible. Next, the $800 level is a bit more it's a personal thing. Meeting this goal will mean that my most important bills that are taken care of, and I'm actually very close to streaming full time. I can focus on producing a minimum of 30 hours of entertainment a week. So that was meeting my own personal goal. That's paying all of my necessities, and it's keeping me afloat. I may not be happy, but I'm no longer drowning.
Sure.
And let's see here. So the last one, it's the biggest one. It's the hardest one to meet. It's $1,500. If this goal is met, I can commit full time to streaming, 40 hours a week and more. This ensures 24-hour streams, original content, talk shows, equipment purchases.
And that's what you call like your reach goal, right?
Yes, this is my reach goal.
Yeah, and you should always have that, right?
Yeah, and I've been telling people that this can also lead to viewer meet and greets, which have happened. We've got a viewer meet and greet coming up in like 53 days or something like that. So a little over a month, and I'm going to be having a camping event about 2 hours south of my house at a national park, and there's going to be 40 people from all across the country flying in or driving in to hang out with me all weekend long. And that's nuts, man. That's huge to think about, that the community is so strong that there are 40 people who are flying from all across the country. I've even got people coming from Canada that are driving in to come hang out with me for a weekend. So I'm flattered. I'm beyond flattered.
And these are all, at least most all, people you've never actually met in real life before.
I haven't met any of them.
That's awesome, and that's awesome. I think that's so cool. I really hope to be able to make it, but I can't confirm, unfortunately. Still, things have been bumpy. But yeah, so that's a lot on your plate. And so you're talking about Tuesdays. You got these extra Patreon days you do now. Of course, you always stream on Mondays, Canto Crusades, and like we were talking about earlier, Wednesdays.
That's on a slight bit of hiatus, mainly due to player situations, and that's never ending with these tabletop games. Like, sometimes people will say they commit, and they can't commit for various reasons, and they just don't think about it. And then before you know it, you're headlong into a game. People are excited to see them, and they're like, I'm having anxiety attacks every time I get into a Skype call with you, so I need to not do that.
Do you have like a whitelist of players like queued up, ready to stick in the hole?
I don't. I used to
have.
You
would think that you would have a list. You think you would have a following.
I used to have a queue. I used to have a wait list, a queue of people that would get into games, and that worked for a short while. But on this queue of people, not everyone took it seriously. So now I have to vet my players. I have to make sure that they are down for the commitment, that they have the means to play the game. And this is what I do for a living. I'm not doing this because I it's still fun for me, don't get me wrong, but I'm running these games on available time schedules for them, memorizing 75 to 80% of the rules, and developing original story material for them, and I'm charging them because I could just be playing video games and doing the same thing that I'm doing, but people are demanding that I do this. They're demanding that I take the time out of my day to do this.
And people are willing to pay, and that speaks volumes for what it's worth. You know what I mean? I've seen you. I think you're goddamn good fucking. I don't know how many swears I can use to describe how great your DMing is, but
I storytell. Like I would say that my DMing is on par with as many people as there are streamers already. I'm a very average dungeon master in regard to the rules, but storytelling is something I've always loved. So I go the extra mile to make sure that my stories.
Yeah, you do go the extra mile. I mean, and when he says he goes the extra mile, like he's not talking about like a reach around, like Rusty Trombone or something like that. Although, sure. I mean, maybe you do that, but
only to the players I like.
Right. No, but you do. You got music in the background. You do voice acting. You even sometimes use like voice modulation equipment. And you fucking go all out, and like not to mention, you got very beautiful overlays.
People tell me all the time too that my voice is very much ASMR or AMSR, however that's whatever that acronym is.
Yeah, it makes my ears fucking like drip wet with like juices, and
hopefully it's just brain juices and not penis juices, because that would be odd.
Well, hey, I don't go around judging you.
Oh my!
Well, you got a lot of fun stuff. I mean, and like you're on the verge of success. I mean, you're already having moderate success, but I mean, you're on the verge, I think, of something large, and I think 2016 is going to be your bitch. I do. But dude, it's almost halfway over. Can you?
I know,
that?
Dude. It's nuts. Like it's the time is flying, and everybody always told me like time flies when you're having fun. No, man, I think time flies when you're getting old.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And I feel it. I turned 29 this year, and my mom no longer calls me her baby, so I'm starting to panic. Like, when am I going to have my freak out time? I'm going to buy like a strange sports car and try to squeeze my big ass into it? Like, oh man, this is going to be weird.
Well, I'm 29, and my mom doesn't stop calling me baby, so.
Oh, goodness Christ. That's, I think that's for a totally different reason, you odd man.
Oh, well. Oh, God. I'm going to have bad dreams now. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe. I guess we can talk more about that as it all approaches and gets near. But looking forward to that. You got some things I'm really looking forward to is a big streamer game. Real quick, what's update me on the situation with that?
Okay, so the streamer game, I've managed to talk to 80% of the players, which are also entertainers on Twitch. And the 80% of these players have all signed on. They said, yeah, this sounds like a great idea. This is 100% amazing. Let's do this already. What are we waiting on? And then we started coordinating our schedules, which, as entertainers, they have to maintain their schedule to maintain their success. And, well, it didn't look good in the immediate future for our streams. So it's being pushed back. They've all said yes, and it's being pushed back until the 1st of July.
Okay.
So,
but everybody's agreed to come together then?
I'm waiting on one guy, but I definitely have 4 yeses. 100% yes, they'll be there. Sounds like a lot of fun. They're ready to drink and roll dice and do ridiculous things.
No, earlier we were talking about Max the Platypus, and I threw his name out there for a couple of reasons. One, he is an extremely handsome guy, but also the previous episode prior to this one of the Technobabble Podcast is an interview with Max the Platypus, and I kind of heard through the grapevine that I think he may be involved in the streamer game. Is he confirmed? Is he on the confirmed list?
Max is currently not confirmed. He is one that I would love to work with, but he has an extremely strict schedule. He is a primary entertainer, and it's going to be hard to pull him away. You know, it's not like I can't pull him away because it's his cash cow, and he's coming to help a lower tier streamer, because I'm very much a lower tier streamer.
Right.
it's harder to pull him away because he has viewers that depend on him, and I can't.
He's got to
I
stick to
can't
his
give
schedule.
that to him.
Yeah.
He's got to stick to his schedule, and he's got people that rely on him being consistent. So, it's very important for him to do that, and I understand if his schedule does not allow it. Am I sad? I'm a little sad because Max is very charismatic, and I think he would lend quite a bit to a game. So, I mean, maybe if he's listening, if he's in there, I would love to have him on board. I would love to have him at the table because I think he would have the most fun.
Yeah, people will love Max. He's so much fun to talk to. He's a good guy. I enjoyed getting to hang out with him for a little bit, and I'd love to see him more often around your neck of the woods.
He said he would do it, but reaching out to him and being consistent was hard. This communication is hard when you're not close with an individual. We're trying to collaborate, so it's harder for me to stay consistent with him. And I don't know, man. It's one of those things where when the stars align and he gets free, then maybe we can work together in the future. But as of right now, it's looking very difficult, very, very difficult. So I've not given up on him, but I'm giving him his space and hoping that he comes in.
You know what they say? If you love it, let it go, or some shit like that.
And I do. Like, he's one of the few people that I actually follow and support because his content is top tier. He's grade A. Wonderful fellow. Grade
A piece of ass.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Hey, before we wrap things up here, but dude, that was it, man. That was the new and improved Technobabble Podcast. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I like it. I'm down for it. I don't mind talking. I talk a lot already. So at this point,
this is just an excuse to me to like get you to just hear you talk exclusively to myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't ever hear playbacks of myself, so sure. I'm expecting something great from this. Don't drop the ball, Kirk.
Oh, well, then you have to go and put it back in my corner now.
I do. I do. Ball's in your court.
I see. Okay, no, that's fine. It's fine. It's going to be great. No, but this is kind of something I think the Technobabble Podcast was always supposed to be, like just sitting back chatting with a friend, and for a long time, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy going out. Like I, said, I interviewed Max the Platypus and, other people, developers and streamers and entertainers along the way. And I plan on still doing stuff like that, but I don't want the whole podcast to be that. You know what I mean? Every now and then we'll have like a cool little guest spot or something like that. But
sure.
But I want to get back to the basics, man, of just sitting back and chatting with a friend about video games and about life and about the things we're interested in, and
right.
Hopefully,
that's what life's about. If you're not talking about or doing the things that you love, then what are you wasting your time on?
Right, and it's therapeutic in a way too. I think
Yeah, I guess at this point I'm going to be forced to listen to a podcast that I'm a part of and judge everything and pick apart everything I've said up to this point.
Well, that's not exactly what I was talking about, but hey, real quick, you were talking. Oh fuck, I gotta ask you real quick. You said last night you watched Star Wars Episode 7 for the first time.
I did. I did watch it the first time.
And your general reaction?
It's the funniest Star Wars to ever be created.
Right?
It's even funnier than the Ewok Christmas special.
Look, I'm going to spoil the shit out of it because if you haven't seen it by now, if you want to see it and you don't want to be spoiled, then fucking turn off the shit now. But I'm going to spoil it for you. So tell me, did you see Han Solo's death coming, or was that a shock to you?
Well, since we're months out of its drop. No, okay.
So you weren't able to stay away from it in the social media then?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I had people come in and follow me on stream, and their name was Kylo Ren kills Han. So there's no fucking way I'm gonna be dodging that bullet.
Oh my god, that's like oh wow. It's like a spoiler alert. Jesus
and that was
Christ.
That was January 18th, so this guy has been lurking something fierce, and I'm like, well, can't dodge that bullet.
Oh god, that's gonna be the name of this episode. Oh my god. Oh fuck.
But yeah, I thought it was amazing. It was great, and I engaged in conversation tonight with a couple of my friends, and speculation is live about who people think what's his name? Snoke?
Giant Gollum.
Giant Gollum, Senior Snoke. Nobody, I don't know who he is because I've not read any of the books, but all my friends were like, "Oh my God, it's Darth Plagueis, and he's come back, and there's magic afoot, and he's midichlorians, jabba 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 jabba." And I'm like, "Oh, right on." I don't know what the hell half that meant, but
yeah, well, but he's the ultimate bag. Like growing up, and watching like comics or adventure stories for kids or whatever it was. There was always like the bad guy, and then there was like the bad guy's boss, right? The ultimate bad guy, like the top tier bad guy.
Yeah.
And that's who Giant Gollum is.
Man, I don't think anything tops the Emperor. It's gonna be damn hard to top.
Well, I mean, he's the new Emperor, right? Like,
dude, he looks like someone melted a candle onto a wiener and then drew eyes on it. So.
Well, I mean, I think that's supposed to make him menacing.
A menacing candled wiener. Okay.
Well,
that's interesting.
Okay, so what about the development of the story the movie as a whole, as far as the story goes? Did you think it was? What did you think about that?
I couldn't tell. As far as the story goes, I couldn't tell who the story was about. It took me so long to define who the movie was about. Like each Star Wars movie has its primary characters that it plays over. And this, like, it went Finn and then Rey and then Han and Finn and Rey and Finn. And I was just like, come on, guys. Give me something to work with here.
I don't think I recall ever having that kind of feeling about it. Because I saw the movie opening night. Like, me and my brother went and saw it. Opening fucking first ever viewing, at least to the public, right? Opening night we saw it. And then we actually went back a few weeks later and saw it again. So I saw it twice. I don't remember. I remember once I realized, once Rey had been introduced, and like at some point I realized, once the pieces started falling together. But everything else, like, Chewie's and Han and Leia, all that stuff was just kind of like, we wanted to answer some questions, what these guys have been doing, since the last time we saw them, right? And so this, that's just kind of stuff to fill in the gaps there for us. And
right.
And but I think the movie's all about, the Star Wars has always been about legacy, the Skywalker family, right? And so this is clearly about spoilers. Rey and her, and it doesn't really reveal itself until the very end, but how she is the offspring, I guess, of Luke.
I did some research after you had mentioned that earlier, and I think that's not the case.
Dude, it's got to be the case.
No way, man. I'm okay. So I've got a theory. You want to hear this?
Yeah,
you want to hear this theory? So I did some research, and Luke and Poe Dameron's mother, they were trying. They went out and they were doing some work for doing some Jedi stuff.
Right.
And Luke wanted to build a Jedi Academy.
That's what they're calling it these days, eh?
Yeah. This Jedi Academy, and at the time, Poe Dameron is a child. He's a little boy, and she's married to, obviously her husband, because that's how that works.
Mm-hmm, of course.
And when they decide that with this academy, they wanted to build this academy and put in these trees. They found that there were trees infused with the Force. And when they went to get these trees, Luke saw that there was 2 trees. And he took one, and as a gift to her, which I can't remember her name, he gives her one, and she takes it back, and they bury it, and they replant it in their yard. And then she gets pregnant, or the theory is she gets pregnant, she has a daughter, and it's Poe Dameron's sister.
So that's a theory, albeit the wrong theory.
Yeah.
That's a theory, but I mean, come on, like, that's a more likely story, but that's not the story that JJ is going to run with, and
JJ's he's not a part of the next one.
Okay, well, whoever the next guy is going to be. Well, still, come on, man. Like, it's Hollywood. It's fucking Luke's daughter.
I feel like they put too much emphasis on Poe Dameron. They put far too much emphasis on Poe Dameron.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it as, or here's another one, as Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
What the? No, no, it has to be Luke's. It's the only way the movie makes. Take all the other shit and go flush it down the toilet. We're talking about the canon of the films here.
I would much rather have it be Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
Oh God, I want it to be Luke's daughter. I think it makes so much more sense that way.
I honestly don't think it does though.
Well, okay, so maybe because you have the question like, well, who did Luke fuck, right? But
it's supposed to be Mara Jade, but Mara Jade died, and then they declared that it wasn't canon. So then they would have to reintroduce a character that is supposed to die, and that's a lot of work to do over the course of 2 films.
I think they can do it.
I'm
holding strong on this one. I guess there's only one way. I guess we just have to wait for the next, 5 years from now to see the next one.
Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, but hey, you know what? It would be cool, like, if there's anybody out there that has an opinion on that, and you want to get in touch with us, maybe ask myself or Bub some questions, or give us some comments, feedback, whatever. Just yell at us. You can let us know. Follow us on the Twitter for the Technobabble Network is at thetechnobabblepodcast. Bubbernaut, you can always yell at him and follow him on his Twitch. All that stuff can be found over on his Twitter.
I'm also on Twitter, at Bubbernaut_CCE.
Right on. So hit us up, let us know what you think, and if you have any comments or anything like that. But man, it's been a fucking awesome ride. We'll be doing this a lot more frequently, and I hope you guys come back for more. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
This concludes the Technobabble Podcast. If you would like to leave feedback, please send us an email to thetechnobabblepodcast@gmail.com, or feel free to reach out to us via Twitter @thetechnobabble. Thanks for listening. See you next time.